Hitman 3, a prequel to the game of the same name and... Oh, wait. This review is about the free VR update that finally made its way to PC VR. Hitman 3 VR, a free update that was, at first, only on PlayStation VR. Since its release of last year, I have been holding out hope for Hitman VR and PC. I mean, just ask any of my friends. Then, like the champions they are, to celebrate year 2 of Hitman 3, the developers at IOI Interactive finally revealed that VR will come to all PC versions of the game. So the question is, after a year of waiting, is it everything I thought it would be? Meh. Yeah, I know. Very strange response for something I've been waiting a year for, but I'll explain. 90% of the things you'll be doing in this game will be with your dominant hand, which I believe is right hand only. Which is super annoying because if you want to pick something up and you already have something in your right hand, you have to drop said item just to pick up something else, even though your left hand's all flailing in the wind doing nothing. Now, you can use your left hand to brace a gun, say like a shotgun or a rifle, but it does nothing. It doesn't even stabilize the gun. All it does, really, is just makes it super awkward to aim and hold. You're better off just one-handing every gun in the game. For the most part, your left hand is only there to open doors, punch people, and look pretty. I mean, I get it. I get why they did this because most of your controls are on the left controller. Your left grip is tied to sprinting, while pressing down on the left stick, which in most games you use to sprint, is tied to recentering your headset. I'm just praying that they figure out a new system so that we can eventually use two hands. You know that creepy, magical predator sense that Agent 47 can use to detect his targets through walls or see interactable objects? Well, now that's gone in VR. The most you can do in VR now is see the location of your target, but you don't see their silhouettes. So now it's even harder to plan your perfect assassination attempt. This alone ramps up the difficulty of the game. You're gonna find yourself playing peekaboo a lot with a lot of the enemies. You know, I thought with the VR version finally coming out that I could finally get in these really cool and intense gunfights. Oh man, was I wrong about that. It is incredibly hard to aim in this game. So not only does it feel like I have these tiny little baby hands, but the guns are also tiny. Add that with the blurriness of this game, and you can barely use the iron sights on any of these weapons. And as I stated before, using two-handed weapons is quite miserable. See, in most VR shooters, your other hand is used to brace or steady the weapon when firing. This includes, two-handed weapons or your handgun. But because apparently in VR, Agent 47's left hand is dead, you can't aim correctly at all. As soon as that dead and lifeless hand comes into contact with a two-handed weapon, your gun's posture gets completely thrown off. You're better off just one-handing all these weapons. It's not like you need to use your left hand to pump the shotgun or anything. Oh, and did I forget to mention that you don't manually reload in this game? That reloading is just a button press? I mean, there is a fine aim mode where you lightly pull the trigger until a little laser shoots out of it. If you are walking or running, the laser's cone widens to show how inaccurate your shot's gonna be. I mean, that's cool and all and does kind of make up for the blurriness and the awkward way of shooting guns, but I shouldn't have to depend on using it when I'm in these huge gunfights. Kinda forces you to play the game a little more serious. Hey, have you ever wondered what it would be like to need glasses? How we see the world without them? Well, I got the perfect virtual reality simulator of what it's like to be vision impaired. This is probably one of the most blurriest games I've ever played. I've even ramped up the resolution on Steam VR and Oculus Home just to try to get it to be better looking. Apparently you can, but you have to turn it to the most ridiculous ranges just to be able to see anything. And for poops and giggles, I even tried playing this game without my glasses. And it was crazy that there was no difference. And for those with the clean eyes who don't know anything about this, if you wear glasses in real life, you have to wear them in VR. Well, apparently not for this game though. You know, one of the coolest things that they advertised for Hitman 3 VR is that you would be able to play all the maps from Hitman 1 and Hitman 2 in VR for free. Except for any bonus map missions like you would find in Sapienza, none of the Patient Zero missions, or extractions themselves. If you hover over one of these things I just mentioned, you will get a message that you can't play it in VR, but you can play it in some kind of theater mode while wearing your headset, like some kind of weirdo. Here's the kicker: that itself is a lie. If you want to be a weirdo and try to play the game in this weird theater mode, the game crashes. I mean, at least you can play the 2 DLC maps, New York and Haven Island. It's just really weird that you can't play bonus maps and extractions when the only differences there are maybe your targets and the time of day. So, even with all these complaints and problems, I'm still having fun with VR. I look at it this way. For a year, VR was only meant for the PS VR, and that's very limited from what I've heard. Now that it's out there in the wide world of PC VR, they can probably get more feedback. You know, feedback from a Index user, a Quest user, a Rift user, or a Windows Mixed Reality user. And then on top of that, they can also get different computer specs. Because we have to remember, they were building VR for one system that is exactly the same amongst all the other systems. A PS4 that you bought last year is going to be the exact same as a PS4 you buy this year, since no one can get their hands on a PS5, while PCs all come in a huge variety of different specs. I am a true believer that I can't see them just giving up on VR. Does that mean I see myself dual-wielding silver ballers in the future? No, not really. But I do see them fixing their graphical fidelity and maybe the size of the guns so you can actually have fun gunfights. Now, there is one giant saving grace of this game that keeps me coming back and doing things wrong on purpose. And that's the knockouts, baby! It is so much fun running up to an NPC and just knocking them out. The sound of your fist making contact to their face and them just crumpling down the floor is just magnifique. I mean, here, just listen for yourself. Say what?
Hey, who's trying to...
Damn. So, after all of this, should you rush out to buy this game for VR? No. Heck no. No. Pick it up for its flat screen version because it's a fantastic sandbox game. Even in its current state, VR is still an interesting aspect to it because, frankly, my dears, we don't have anything close to this in the VR world. Let's just hope that the developers understand this and don't throw away a golden opportunity. Hey, thanks for watching, and don't forget, 20 treats is 20 treats.